Hey, welcome to Matt Reviews Books. I am Matt, your friendly, sometimes not so friendly, host. And this channel, if this is your first time, or have forgotten since last week, is dedicated to older books. Books that have been around. You see them probably in the used bookstore a lot, and you just don't think about them. If you like this video, hit like. And if you feel so inclined to follow me, please do so. This week is a little bit different. Now, to this week, we are entering into the realm of non-fiction. And yes, non-fiction can be excellent reading too. So this week, we're talking about And the Band Played On, Politics, People, and the AIDS Epidemic. Written by Randy Shilts, published 1987. And now, Synopsis! The basic premise of the book, which is the early years of the HIV and AIDS epidemic, which sounds really dry, but it's not. The book really is this documentation of how doctors first saw the emergence of AIDS. They had not yet identified HIV as the culprit, but this is a period of time which would change lives beyond those directly involved. That's sort of the point. Randy Shilts sets very methodically shows how how doctors and activists and community leaders became aware of this new disease, how it got to become much more widely known. Yeah, let's move on. Here. Thoughts! We're here. Alright. We read to be transformed. Even if we're reading a fantasy novel set in a world that doesn't exist, we're reading to experience another life. To take ourselves out of our normal lives into something else, something more fantastic. And sometimes really gripping stories don't have to be set in magical kingdoms. They can be set in a world that shares our sun and our planet. And it's just a matter of circumstances that we don't live in that world. But through reading, we suddenly are introduced to a new world. And sometimes those worlds paint a bleak picture, but sometimes they also show a little bit of humanity and give us hope. And the Band Played On examines the emergence of HIV and AIDS, and the response of the researchers. We know now that HIV doesn't respect any demographic, geography. That's a horrible thought. It's a scary thought. One of the strengths of this book is the compassion that Shilts addresses these patients. It's in many ways, reading it is a slow tragedy, and it really is heartbreaking to watch what our government and what our society was like that would enable these people to suffer, that a lot of people suffer. Shilts' portrayal of what AIDS does and the impact of HIV and what it can do. It was enough that in thinking back, I realized I don't hear about it. So what's happening with HIV today? So I went back. I went to the CDC, Center for Disease Control, to take a look at some more recent stats, cdc.gov, based on 2015 statistics. 1.2 million people in the U.S. are living with HIV, and 1 in 8 don't know about it. 1 in 8? 1 in 8 people don't know that they have HIV. I mean, take a look. How many? You start counting 8 people. 8. One of them may or may not have HIV. It's out there. It's prevalent. Really prevalent. It really brings home that there is something out there in society, in the world. The nature of this virus is it will kill us. To wrap this up, this book really affected me by bringing home the human side of AIDS. That is the power of the book, and that is exactly why we read. That is why we open books, and that is why I say, go forth and read it! Thanks for watching, appreciate it, and I will see you next time!